Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Last Minute Rundown. I'm Deviant Dario,
I'm Infinite One.
and it's been a while, and now we are back in the game, and we are starting with
Season 10.
Season
Season 10.
10. Season
Season.
10. Okay, and now we are going straight to freaking Yoda versus Kingdom Hearts Mickey. What?
Close that mouth.
Shut your mouth. My cat said so too. All right, but yeah, I thought this was a very odd matchup, but granted, I I love Star Wars. I'm just saying out there. I know a lot about Star Wars. I will forever be a fan of Star Wars. I was not a big fan of Disney growing up. That being said, I've had nothing but love for Mickey Mouse, Goofy, Donald, all of them. Though I was more on Bugs Bunny's side. I was that guy. But
Where's my money, Damien?
where's my money? Or another or other classic. I'll fucking do it again.
Murder.
All right. Anyway, off topic. Okay. You know what? If Goofy was allowed to fight in this, then he would definitely win. But we'll see. Oh my God. So we're gonna start off with Yoda real quick. So this is how we're gonna do it first. We're making this a little bit different how we originally been doing the last minute rundowns. We're gonna actually watch the quick what do you call it? The quick bios on each
Bios
fighter.
or synopsis.
Yeah, so we can go with theirs mixed with our quick research on it, and then we'll give our thoughts afterwards. So let's do it.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, a Jedi there was. Master he is. Yoda his name.
You're not gonna keep doing that, are you?
Tell me what to do, you cannot.
Okay, the mysterious Grand Master Yoda devoted his life to the ways of the Force and to leading the Jedi Order, a group of noble peacekeepers. They took it upon themselves to maintain a state of tranquility in the galaxy.
Don't be fooled by all that talk of peace, though. They're like superhuman samurai. Jedi consistently take on hordes of baddies by themselves, and they've been doing it for centuries, way before the start of the Galactic Republic.
At which point the Jedi became much more entangled in, let's just say, government affairs.
Oh, sure, that's what the space wizards were missing. Politics.
The Jedi Council began weighing
Don't
in
ever
on
put
various
Jar Jar on
matters
screen
to both
again.
protect democracy and avoid violent conflicts.
Except they kinda screwed the porg on that front. The Clone Wars wasn't just a fantastic series by George Lucas and Dave Filoni, it was also an awesome miniseries by Genndy Tartakovsky.
And it was a horrific war that wiped out the Jedi, erased the Republic, and saw the rise of the Empire.
Sure, that too. Spoilers, man.
As the
Please.
Jedi Grand Master, Yoda led the Grand
Oh.
Army of the Republic, a military force almost entirely comprised of clones, aka disposable people.
Man, that gets really messed up if you think about it too long.
Oh yeah.
So I won't.
Despite his small, frail appearance, Yoda
Smart.
could absolutely hold his own in combat. In fact, he's considered one of the most powerful Jedi of his era.
He's trained all the greats like Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, and even Liam Neeson. Where do you think he got that particular set of skills from?
All of Yoda's 900
Oh,
years of
God.
experience certainly came in handy, like when he battled Count Dooku and Darth Sidious, two of the most powerful Sith Lords ever known.
Both Jedi and Sith usually come with the standard issue lightsaber, a badass weapon for a more badass age. They're pretty versatile too, with 7 different forms of combat styles. And don't think Yoda's gonna miss out on all that laser sword swinging. He's mastered
say he knows all 7
styles,
different
even though he's
forms.
only 2 feet high.
But he favors the
Hell,
fourth one.
most lightsabers are taller than he is.
Which is why he specializes in the fourth form,
Yep.
Ataru. This style focuses on utilizing the Force to increase a Jedi's capabilities, allowing them to attack at blurring speeds with incredible precision.
Basically, he can flip-flop around like a ninja frog. Wait, is he actually Kermit?
This does still mean Yoda has a sort of handicap in physical combat, as his stature
Why
requires
did
him
that
to
get
use
me
the Force
thinking?
far more than most opponents just to keep up. While the
Because
Force is
it
beyond
was
the
meant
body
to.
and seemingly infinite, too much effort all at once can
Go,
put a
Grogu,
strain on a
go.
person and even kill them. However, Yoda is truly a master of the Force, potentially more so than any other Jedi. He has moved starships with his mind and lifted hundreds of droids at once.
He can also use mind
That
tricks,
face, though.
illusions, and a technique called
Oh,
Tuna
yeah,
Minus.
the greatest
That's
get off
when
my
Jedi
yawn
block or
face.
catch and redirect energy, like lightning, blaster bolts, or even other lightsabers.
It's safe to say that Yoda greatly prefers using the Force in combat over his Jedi weapon.
I actually have a similar power where I can redirect insults back at people. I call it rubber gluiness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go ahead. Call me anything you want.
Okay. You are a childish leech who uses alcoholism as a crutch to seem interesting.
Hey, what the hell,
That hurt.
man?
Oh, what? I'm sorry, what?
God, you're like the worst person ever. How can you say that?
Oh, God. Come back in a couple days and we'll talk about Yoda's opponent, King Mickey. I feel terrible now.
Gotcha, sucker. I don't have feelings.
Okay, that was good.
So you are Boomstick then.
Oh, that was beautiful. I can never get enough of those two. The freaking writing of them is great.
Mickey Mouse, Disney's OG OC. You know him as a cute corporate mascot that hangs out with other
By the
cute
way, if you
animals
hear
and lives a
purring,
pretty
my
normal
cat
domestic
is
life.
sniffing the
But
mic.
Did you know he's also an insanely powerful warrior mage that fights
Good
darkness
girl.
to save the Disney universe alongside a young boy and his good old duck and dog buddies?
Wait.
Not that dog, the other one.
Ah, yes,
He'll
welcome
kill
to
you.
the world of Kingdom Hearts. A collection of worlds where Kingdom Hearts is the heart of the worlds
my
and the
God,
source of
and I
ultimate
thought
wisdom and power across
The
all
Kirby
kingdoms
freaking planets are more
and
ridiculous.
worlds.
You know, my favorite thing about Kingdom Hearts is how straightforward it is.
My favorite part is how it's
Understatement.
ruled by that 92-year-old mouse wizard.
Yep, here he isn't just Mickey, he's King Mickey, the ruler of Disney Castle and the leader of the Guardians of Light, a group of Keyblade wielders who combat darkness.
Wait, same
King
Mickey in real
and
life.
The other guardians,
King of everything.
Sora, remember him, protect
Yep.
the worlds using magic and powerful weapons known as Keyblades.
Those things are the real deal. They can perform a whole bunch of spells, deflect lasers, and even unlock almost anything. Get it? Because they're keys. Mickey swung a lot of keys around, but his current and best is his star cluster.
The king underwent rigorous training as an apprentice to the great sorcerer Yen Sid.
Yensid.
After some incidents involving a few too
Which
many
I don't know
brooms,
why they
he
didn't
eventually
use for the
became a
fucking
sorcerer
Sorcerer's
and
movie, even though
Keyblade
that was a
master
really bad
himself.
movie.
Keyblades are basically like wands that can channel the user's magic for spells like Pearl, Mind Shield, and Faith Volley, which are all based on light energy magic.
He can also heal himself and others with Curaga and Healing Light. And that's honestly still just the tip of the iceberg.
With the Stops a spell, he can freeze time for the length of an entire battle. Damn!
Then there's Mickey's most powerful and most legendary spell, Ultima, which is basically a massive, devastating
Seriously?
release of all of Mickey's light magic at once.
I'd say his most powerful
Yep.
spell is whichever one he's using to literally change U.S. law to extend Disney's ownership of the Mickey copyright until 2024.
2024 is not too long from now. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
You bet I am! I'd like to officially announce that in the year 2024, Mickey will be the new co-host of Death Battle. Sorry, Wiz, there's room's only big enough for 2 people, and the mouse has a much bigger social media presence than you, so...
That's not what I meant.
Whatever, not Mickey. We hope you guys come back next week for the season premiere of Yoda versus King Mickey.
10 years of the show and I'm just a placeholder?
Wait,
Say something.
okay, I need to check
Yes.
that out later, but I wasn't aware of that contract. But that is very interesting. You're definitely gonna have to help me a bit on King Mickey, but wow. I mean, he's really not too far. He's literally the most powerful Final Fantasy pretty much character. Stop Zod.
Kingdom Hearts.
I've never even heard of that one. I've heard of. I mean, I've played a lot of Final Fantasy games. Let me just throw that out there. But I really could not get into Kingdom Hearts, so I just never really played it. But that
Same.
being said, I know of the moveset that he works with, because it's literally the same. It's the same shit. I mean, hell, he's using Ultima. Anyone that plays Final Fantasy knows that's like the most powerful attack you can acquire. Excluding the bullshit weapons and stuff. But yeah. Alright, let's talk about Yoda. Freaking master of the Jedi. And the best speech impediment in the world. Actually, not even a speech
Is it
impediment.
a
What would you
speech
call...
impediment?
Not even a speech impediment. What do you call that? I never even asked myself.
An
that.
accent.
I guess an accent is just a reverse quote. Kind of... I don't... Not quote. It's just like reverse talking. It's weird. But then again, it's literally his trademark. Aside from literally owning anyone he fights. All right, so Yoda straight off the bat is anyone who doesn't know him, a Jedi Master. It can literally lift a whole freaking army off the ground and have him have just the rest of the army actually run right into them, which I think is the best, one of the best displays of his power when he can literally just wave an army
Or
right off
after
the
all
ground.
the droids and then just render them useless.
That is literally the ultimate get off my lawn. I don't care what anyone says. Even the face he makes literally says it. So another thing I'm curious about it is he's practically clairvoyant because not he's very in tune with not just with his students but with just anything force related in general because his race is known to be whatever they're even called if they ever even get to that point. They're considered
They've
like the
they've
most.
never said, not even a Mandalorian.
Yeah, I mean, and when they read the Legends books, they kind of did, but even Lucas, like, I kind of want to keep it a secret on purpose, and which is fine. 'Cause that's what I like about that. They purposely don't want anyone to. They keep it a secret to make it more interesting, because and then not even until a year ago we finally see another famous one named Grogu. But until they have him fight someone, which probably won't be for too long because he already killed enough. I have to remind people. I think Grogu has almost as much as a body count as Yoda on screen.
No way.
You think about it, it's true. But yeah, Yoda literally relies entirely on the Force, but is so in tune with it that it doesn't even matter. He literally can just use it to keep him alive, age-wise, and just everything. Because if he didn't require it, he literally would be dead already. He uses it to sustain his life force and practically just move in general. Like it's his crutch. And he's like,
Not just that, Kane. He can see the future. He has telekinesis, telepathy, telekinetic blast. He can do also mind manipulation, barrier creation, energy manipulation, as we saw,
yeah,
where he reflects, absorbs the energy.
and
He can force heal. He can do that.
yeah. He's pretty much mastered every single possible force ability that he's capable. And not only that, he's actually capable of creating what's known as a holocron, which is basically a special device that has like a force sensitivity thing inside. Like it's not something physical. You have to be a force wielder to even acquire it. And he can literally make them. Like he can use a bit of his own force and put it in the holocron for other force users to learn from it. Like I find that kind of interesting, and he's one of the few to be able to actually do that in history. Normally, it's used from like usually it's infused with like some weird special like recording device for them to view it, but he can literally just imbue it. So his force manipulation and key manipulation, which there technically is a slight difference in the franchise, is very unique and very powerful. Like he is very, very powerful, even just for a force wielder. Because Palpatine, who was able to take on 4 different masters with ease, without even trying, and then when he went against Yoda, he was actually
Which is still
scared.
bullshit.
Yeah. He knows that he can be unpredictable. That's why he had to really be careful in order to make his move.
He's also he's kind of resistant to poison as well.
It's mostly through the Force. He really relies
Yes.
on to do everything he can come up with. And
Um,
one ability that I think would help him in this fight would be his Force absorption, because that not only will absorb like Force in general, but it also absorb any negative energy like fire-based element, electricity, like the Force lightning, like anything like that. I feel like that would definitely screw with Mickey's abilities a bit, and he can just throw them right back at him with basically what was it called, Force repulse. Basically, what a
Yeah, I
Star
believe
Killer
so.
did in freaking Force Unleashed.
Also, I think you mentioned it, like, what, I forget what it was, like wall of light or whatever. harness raw light energy and destroy dark energies with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not saying Mickey's dark, but I'm just saying that energy can be turned around against him as
Oh
well.
yeah, if used correct, it doesn't even have to be good or bad energy. It's just a form of energy that is used to. If it can be used to harm something, he can just grab it. And that's actually one thing about him. He focuses on a good defense. Like he perfects his defenses and uses it against his opponent, which is one of the oldest and smartest tricks in the book.
He's also been known
Best
to
defense to good
meditate
offense.
in battle. He's also been known to meditate like during battle,
Yeah, he
boost his
used
morale, stamina, and battle
battle
prowess.
meditation. It's actually called, and I know this well because it's actually an ability you could use in Knights of the Old Republic, and I was spammed that like crazy just to get through the harder bosses. That being said, it's mostly used for a group, and he kind of has to concentrate on it in order for it to maintain it. But so he can't really hold it for himself for too long, at least unless it's used in a different sense. So it might not be the same advantage we would think, because he has, like I said, he has to focus on it so he can give the energy to other fighters. But since it's just him taking on Mickey, it might not be the case here.
Yeah.
All right. Referring to both of them, they're both very acrobatic, probably similar fighting style because of their size.
Yeah, I think Mickey's like what, 0.3 meters taller than uh Yoda.
Yeah, but he it does. I seen in some of the gameplay, he does move around in a similar sense. He's basically hopping around and striking, and I mean that is pretty much the bit of the game because if you're not careful, you can get hit. But my God, is he very vigilant? And
Pretty sure Mickey can fly.
probably doesn't even need to. I mean, hell, he's able to make long leaps to the point of freaking. What was he fighting? That one guy, Zerhard or whatever. I noticed in the game where he tried to reach up on the top of this cliff mount or whatever, and he jumped all the way up and then cast his Ultima on him, and he was about a good, I say about 40, maybe 50 feet up in the air. Because they literally show the person right next to the mountain piece, and just at a comparison. I forget which game it was. I think it was one of the prequels.
Yeah, I think it was.
But yeah,
All right. So let's move over to Mickey.
all right. Mickey, freaking Mouse, the king, the legend. He is so old. Betty White was still alive when he was invented. Think about
I think
that.
you can
Betty
say the
White
same for
is
Yoda.
older than Mickey. Legend. Should have Betty
Okay,
White
so
as a... Okay, I'm done.
so Mickey, like they said in the video, his most powerful Keyblade is the Star Cluster. I don't know the different Keyblades and what they do, but I'm assuming that one's very powerful because Mickey has it.
I mean, in his case, can he summon it out of thin air?
I'd imagine so.
Yeah, because I think that's natural with Keyblade wielders, right? Like they can just disperse it in
Yeah,
and
I think
out
so.
of reality, whatever.
I think they can call it like a summon.
Yeah, it actually is. Cause I looked at it, it basically says he summons his Keyblade in and out of battle. But that's literally, I think that's pretty much normal in their world for a video game's sake. So he does have one attack, which I find kind of ironic, called, I'm sorry, it's not even an attack, it's a Holy, which I originally thought would be an attack, but it's basically instant heal. So if anything, he could probably spam on that, knowing if he has enough mana to keep it up.
Thank God he hasn't rely on Donald.
True. I will say
But yeah,
his Ultima, actually no, not even his Ultima, his Stopza might actually be a threat to Yoda. Because I can't imagine Yoda find a way to counter something that can literally manipulate time in a short, not really time it in entirely, but time in a small zone. I think. Cause let me check. Because according to what was it? According to the fandom, his Stopsa, it has a calculated large radius around 67.2 meters, which is pretty long. But trying to think if Yoda might find a way to. That's a weird one because manipulating time is definitely something we haven't really seen properly utilized with Star Wars, excluding that
Yeah,
freaking
they've never really
excluding the Lego special.
that was still great though.
That was
Anyway,
great. Anyway, yeah, I can definitely see manipulation of time being a problem for Yoda. Because Yoda could just absorb his pearl attack as that light energy stuff and just throw it right back at him. Holy, I can see that being annoying if he can spam that enough. Ultima? Ultima might be somewhat controllable if he uses his wall light on it. Or at least he can counter it with force repulsion.
like any kind of magic, I feel like Mickey can reflect or absorb because if you go back to Harry Potter, Luke was basically able to block most of Harry's magic with either the Force or the lightsaber.
That is true. That is true. I mean, granted, did they use peak Harry or because just in comparison of his skills
I'm
to
pretty sure they did because he was using Avada Kedavra.
that's true, and that was an insta kill spell. Okay, so and going against Mickey, who's literally the sorcerer's apprentice, and then some. Keep that in mind. He does carry over that same knowledge from the Fantasia video that he does use that form of
He
magic.
does.
Hell, I think he actually they even said Kenshin is in the game. I think he shows up in the second one. Now I regret not playing it just because he. I remember the first time seeing that it's like, oh, we got all these lovely characters, and you see this stern, just mean look. It's like, don't bother me. And he just slaps Mickey in the butt with his freaking broom. Get out of here. Now, you think he could beat Yoda?
Maybe, possibly.
He's basically Moses.
It really all comes down to who's going to be able to take the most punishment while still being able to heal themselves and blocking the magic slash force.
Yeah. And I guess the short term is basically, can Mickey's time manipulation be effective against the Force in general? Because if he can get through that and screw with Yoda's defenses, then Yoda might actually have a problem. But yeah, this is definitely a very weird lineup. Like, I actually am curious where it could go.
I had something I wanted to say, but I can't remember what it was. Damn it.
I do that.
Uh,
About Mickey,
trying to remember.
about
It was
Yoda,
about both.
time manipulation, wall of light.
Nah, I can't remember.
All right. All right. So, you think that's pretty much it?
Yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, yeah, I can't really think of anything much more than that because Mickey is a little weird when it.
Yeah, Mickey's complicated. Trying to figure out Final Fantasy logic towards Star Wars is a little weird. And at the same time, it's freaking Mickey Mouse. All right. Honestly, only because I have my love for Star Wars, I have a feeling Yoda might pull this off. But who do you think?
I'm gonna go with Mickey just because um it's a left field battle and Obi-Wan won last season.
Mm.
So I'm just gonna say Mickey because then people I feel like they take into people saying, "Oh well, they have Star Wars characters win all the time." Because Star Wars characters are 2-0 on Death Battle, I think.
more or less. I wonder if he would be able to read Mickey's mind. Because he doesn't really have any
He might
known
be able to.
defenses to that. I can't really imagine that. Then again, I don't know in what scenarios that
It's
has
still
been
pissing me off. I
attempted on
can't
him.
remember what I wanted to say.
I'll add it in later. All right. All right. I think that's about it. This is definitely going to be a weird battle, but it's definitely going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's pissing me off. I'm done. I can't remember.
I'm done too. All right. So we're all done. We're done with life. We're just done with everything. I'm done with you, and you're done with me. And I'm Deviant Dario.
And I'm Infinite One.
And you have a wonderful night, and let's see how this goes. And everyone, enjoy the death battle.
Good night.